Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reedy with Future Pastimes, and I'm a designer on Dune-themed games and expansions. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing an Etsy battle wheel solution that looks like this. So at first glance, it's a very sharp-looking battle wheel. The idea being here is where you would put your leader. Here is your dial. And there's a little slot here. It's hard to see, but it's a little thing here for holding treachery cards. There's nothing, I wasn't able to discern anything here for spice dialing, no spice indicator, but you're no worse off than you are with the normal battle wheel, with that being the case. So here is the other one. It's in action here. So I've got Zol, so the leader disc. It snugly fits in there. This dial, a little bit loose. These do not come assembled. So they come in 2 sheets of the etched wood, 2 sheets of the plexiglass, and some ways to fasten them. The assembly was a mixed bag for me. So this one here, this cracked right here. I don't know how well you can see that. You can kind of see that. That cracked right there. And this also cracked here, where at the end, there's supposed to be some plastic here for the card holder. So I didn't manhandle it. It was just kind of just pushing it down and snappo. So they both snapped. This one also snapped here at the top of this piece right there. You can, I don't know, can't really see, but this is supposed to extend up. You can see compared to that one, it doesn't, snapped off about 1/2 inch. In fact, part of this little wooden connector piece here is exposed. So, I mean, does it still work? It kind of works. These probably could stand to be a little bit bigger, but, you know, it doesn't really, I know, you have to play around with how much this is sticking out. 1 card slides in there pretty well. 2, maybe I've got it in too tight, but the instructions were also kind of mid. A video would have been nice, but there's a code that brings up a page that has a 4-step instruction with just illustrations, so no words. But I like the look of it. It is nice, and look, this one, the wheel is tighter than the other one, but it's screwed in. So you screw it in, punch out that piece, stick it in. The screws are good. Yeah, it's functional. Will I use these instead of the other ones? I'm not sure. I do like that it does ostensibly make it easier for you to hold your stuff and fake out everybody else. So stick Stilgar in there. So you're like, okay, great. Dialed a 1, and I've got a weapon and a defense here. Kind of pressed up against her. I'm still holding this, so this isn't really, maybe you'd have better luck getting this to be the perfect width for 2 cards. What about 3 cards? In case you do have a cheap hero, you might need 3 cards. Yeah, these are a little bit more snug than they are on the Gale Force 9 one. It'd be nice if there was something on the back here. The reason that the battle wheels for the base game don't really have anything good on the back was because in test plays, players were able to kind of gauge what you were dialing by where the Dune logo was, and so they got rid of that. That's not on there. But here, you know, the dial is completely somewhere else. So it's on the other side. There's no indication of what you're dialing. So it's pretty good. Like I said, when you first break them out, people are like, ooh, it's kind of cool. It's got the map on there. I don't know all this binary spelling out. Maybe it spells out Dune. I have no idea, and I'm not going to bother looking it up. So if you want to look it up, there it is. Take a screen grab. You let me know in the comments, what does that translate to? So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool idea. So where would this fall into the possibility of a better battle wheel in the Kwisatz Haderach edition? It's going to have deluxe components, and so I think we are definitely on the right track here. The wood and the plexiglass is a maybe. Probably would want them to already be assembled. You'd have to assemble the punchboard ones in the base game, but you weren't going to crack anything assembling those. Even now, this one, part of it feels a little bit loose. I'm not sure. I've got plexiglass things for terraforming Mars. They're really nice. I assembled 5 of them without any issues. So I don't know if maybe it was the tempering of this one. It's a little bit weird. Can't really account for it. Like I said, I was very careful putting them together. But yeah, I had 3 mishaps on the 2 wheels. So I think because it's got a crack and part of it's falling apart, I'm not going to use these. Because I wouldn't want them to get worse while somebody was playing it and then feel like, oh no, I broke your battle wheel, and be like, nah, it was already falling apart. So do I recommend this? I think if you are intrigued by this, you should definitely pick it up. I think so. I thought it was pretty reasonably priced. I think it does have some advantages. If you can get this wheel to not be too loose. I have one that's a little bit too loose. The other one was a little bit too tight, but I've managed to work it out. This one turns, it's still a little bit stiff, but maybe it'll loosen up in time. But yeah, I do like the idea. I don't know that you necessarily need a map, but I like that there's something on there. It's a nice aesthetic. I like that the leaders stay in there a little more easily. I think, so I've been designing an advanced battle wheel myself, but I'm no engineer, and I can't do 3D modeling and sculpt it out and have somebody 3D print it or whatever. Well, the idea was that it had a dial for spice and a dial for your forces, so that you didn't have to hold spice in your hand and do some weird calculations. It was nice to have all that information on there. If they go into a second edition of Dune, it may precipitate a different design on the battle wheel altogether. But rest assured, I think that Gale Force 9 will definitely be interested in having a much cooler battle wheel overall. What it will look like, I think, still remains to be seen. But I think this battle wheel is going to add some intrigue and excitement to the discussions and the possible planning and design of what the battle wheels will be like. I think overall, I would want to have bigger battle wheels, so that, and having a nice slot for where your cards go to make it easier, less cumbersome. That way you can make the whole battle plan, and then you can be like, great, flipping around. Stuff is not going to flying off. This is pretty close. This maybe needs some finessing. If there had been a video, I might have been exposed to some techniques for making this work out perfectly, and maybe you will have better luck than I will. So I give it a tentative yes. Recommend it because it is pretty reasonably priced, and there's a link in the description to this battle wheel. It's pretty cool looking. Be very careful when you're assembling it, so that you don't have all of the cracks and mishaps that I had when I assembled mine, and maybe it will fare better for you overall. Like I said, I probably will not use them just because I'm not excited about the condition that they're currently in, even though I think that if they were completely pristine and unbroken, I definitely would be using them more, because everything about my personal Dune set is as deluxe as I can make it currently. So I do like this. I like it better than, I saw another one on there that had a weird kidney shape, and those are okay. I didn't like it enough to want to get them, but I appreciate that there are fans out there, or at least entrepreneurs, who want to take the Dune experience to the next level. So that is the other reason why I will give this an endorsement and say, yes, be very careful when you assemble it, but do order these battle wheels And let me know in the comments if you have gotten yours and if you've tried them out, how much luck you had in assembling them, how much luck you've had with them holding the cards. So it would be nice too that if you could get a little bit of a spread when they're in there. There's not quite the room for that. So if we look at this, if I want to spread this out so that we can see at a glance what I've got in that battle plan, it does not really fit in there. It's still a little too tight between the wheel and here, and it keeps, because this is the loose one, keeps nudging what I'm dialing. What did you dial? A 1 or a 2? What is that? Well, which one's going to win me the battle? No, we certainly don't want that. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions or any other comments about these battle wheels. And like I said, if you have your own, please chime in and give us your feedback on whether or not you recommend them, how much luck you've had, how much they have wowed your players by having them in there. Part of me was ready to get more than 2 of these. My thought was, if I got these and I really liked them, I might just have at least 6. I don't know, maybe I put a sticker or something on here, and then I eventually get 12 so that every faction just has their own battle wheel. It's probably a little bit absurd, but that's how I roll. I like to take Dune to the absurd level. That's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.